Amen.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Okay, gentlemen, you have the minutes from May the 8th and May the 30th. Are there any additions or deletions to the minutes?
I'll make a motion to be accepted as
Presented
presented.
by Mr. Corcoran, is there a second?
Second.
All in favor? Aye. Opposed. You have the zoning board of appeals minutes. For your information, gentlemen.
Make a motion to approve it.
Second? Mr. Cookman, all in favor?
Aye.
You have the code enforcement officer's report. Very nicely done this time.
Just part of that program on that computer now?
Well, yes, it is somewhat part of the program, and Julie did this one here. And they seem very happy with the program. We've been working on it for, about a week now, week and a half.
Put a lot of the old permits in, just put them in.
Do you suppose that some of the wording on there, I've noticed, I've been reading it, like, let's see, garage, not even started yet. I mean, that's kind of a,
Well, I think this was Julie and
I know, but I
George
mean, the
both went
language
around.
could be a little bit
Yeah.
polished on that, a little bit, right? For
I think they went around and looked at all the...
I know that, but I'm just saying, I mean, it's more like a slang, you see? Not even started yet, well, I mean, not started is enough, not even. I mean, are you attacking these people, or?
Yeah.
I noticed that when I was reading it. As far as the map, I mean, it's ideal. Well, you'll see that quite a few places in there where it is all.
Yeah, I hadn't even started
I
yet.
mean, no, but it's not very good language.
No.
I mean, have a little more
At least they got a lot of COs.
Yeah, it's
I noticed that.
Yeah.
to be complimented as far as the way it's done. It's
I think so,
this
too.
way or the other way.
She's really making George work.
She's doing a very good job. Very good job.
They're working together as a team. They're working together as a team.
So it should be.
Yep.
Okay, we'll go to supervisor's report. There's nobody in the public. The first item on your agenda is the real property 2001 assessment roll. That gives you a general idea what your 2001 assessment roll is, gentlemen. That's mainly for your information. Number 2 on your is DAS computer software, and this is Pat, telling them that the computers are almost ready. We have to get 2 cards. I've called Mike, but he hasn't got back to me yet. We need a card for Julie, and we need a card for Pat to make that hub work. So that should be completed, I hope, this week.
Did the telephone company get it all hooked
Yeah.
up?
They're all hooked up, except they have to have the cards in to work the system. So. The next thing on your agenda is from the Clinton County Department of Personnel. And as usual, we're having, problem with code enforcement officer and zoning officer. And after your discussion at the meeting, I wasn't here for that day, we of course appointed George as the zoning officer and made Julie the deputy zoning officer. And of course, with that change, we have all this to do. They want number 1, they want a report of the personnel change form showing the effective date you wish to appoint him as zoning officer. That would be George. And note on the report of personnel changes from the hours that he will be working. So we've got to do that. Then the application for his new appointment to zoning officer. They can say what they want, but they sure make it difficult for a small town to combine several jobs and duties to make a 40-hour week for one person.
Not fair,
It's not fair because of the
It
value.
is really not.
You're trying to get one person to stay here and take care of everything that comes along, daily operation,
Yes,
dealing with the public,
yes.
which is our responsibility here. But when you have a person that can take care of it, it's valuable to the town.
Yeah.
Now, if you hire somebody part-time to come here at night to do this kind of work, the public wouldn't get to talk to them either.
Well, not only that, but we have 3 or 4 jobs that she's doing, and they want qualification for each one of the jobs. As far as that zoning officer bit, I cannot see how a code enforcement officer could know anything about zoning. Basically, he knows about building, he doesn't know about zoning, but yet that's the qualification for them
Zoning
to become a
officers
zoning
gotta
officer.
interpret the zoning law. Code enforcement officer doesn't have anything to do with zoning, he doesn't interpret that law.
No,
So it really had nothing to do with either one. And, but they, so the service don't understand that,
I want to.
or don't wanna.
They don't want to know, they want to create another job, there's
Yeah.
no question about it.
yeah.
What are you gonna do if you don't?
Well, I intend to bring this up with the town supervisors meeting, and I've called Andy about it already, and we're gonna see if we can get this gentleman to the town supervisors meeting and discuss this problem. I don't think they ever take into consideration the small towns that have that duty to perform, and they're trying to do it with one person. We can't afford to hire 3 people to do those 3 different jobs.
We can't be the only town that runs into this.
Well, we're probably on the borderline, you know, there may be, Andy was telling me about a position that he had trouble with, you know, the same thing with civil service, getting it qualified and getting the job description to really relate to what the job was. I imagine other towns are, if they're trying to do what we do, and combine 3 and 4 of these different jobs.
Other towns is that they're so small, that they're given 2 jobs, but what are they paying?
Well,
That's how they're getting away with it.
yeah,
That, I mean, you got people coming here day in and day out looking for stuff, for information.
yeah. You don't realize how busy you
You're
are.
gonna have her here only in the morning, or, and then she's not gonna stay, only work out half a day.
No.
And
So
you-
that's,
Somebody else will eat.
And you got somebody here that's very good with the people, and she seems to be very knowledgeable with the job. She
I don't know
likes
if
the job, and she's learning it.
Supervisor heavy enough to balance this thing out?
well, I hope so. At least we can get some talking.
I don't know why they can't, seems that 13 towns.
Well, 13 towns, but I'm talking about all the way across the New York State.
Yeah, I know, but I mean-
You know, there must be other towns in the same position we are. So. But anyway, we're working on
We didn't
it.
have these positions, that's why you, Frank Essex County going after this.
Doesn't seem to be.
Number 4 on your agendas from the Office of Real Property, and it's the 2000 omitted intended to special franchise assessment for Telergy. This, we dealt with this last month, but they sent us a revised, and it has gone down a little bit. 2,049,512 is what it is now. It was 2,067,724. So they've revised that Telergy. And by the way, we will be receiving tax funds for that for the past year. So, Telergy slipped through the cracks. Memo from New York State Senate Legislative Commission on Rural Affairs. Gentlemen, I hope you look this over. This is your Legislative Commission on Rural Services with a few of the legislative summaries that they have out there, asking you if you're interested in supporting any of these. The one I'm interested in supporting is the State DOT Equipment Management Fund for Municipal Shared Services. And I would like to write a letter of support for that. If you have anything that you would like to support, let us know, and we'll draft a letter out to each one of those. Number 7 on the agenda is for Clinton County Youth Bureau. And once again, this is New York State will be granting funds for parks and historic preservations. and Heritage Area Systems for Environmental Protection Act of 1993. That would be the Clean Water Air Bond Act of 1996. So Ralph, if you have anything that you'd like to submit.
Not on this one, I checked it out, and it's more to do with parks, if we want to start a park.
The next thing on your agenda is the New York State Department of Commerce and its U.S. Census Bureau. Gentlemen, that gives you a breakdown of the census report for the year 2000. That would be a good thing to hang on to, Ralph, if you need any grant information for that. We've stayed pretty much status quo. I think we lost 5 people in the town of Champlain. We have 5,791, and I think we had before 5,796 people. But it's some good information. Number 9 on your agenda is the Clinton County Community College, and it goes to say, Dear Supervisor in Town of Champlain, by the way of introduction, we are members of the Leadership Clinton County Class of 2001. Leadership Clinton is a 10-month development program conducted through Clinton Community College, the express purpose of developing community leaders. This year's class consists of 16 individuals that bring a vast array of talent and experience to the group. Each year, the Leadership Clinton participants are charged with developing a team project. This year's project is aimed at increasing pride in our community. Number 1 is to promote economic development, respect our rich heritages, integrate our diversities, discover our potential, and educate our youth. This year we are developing the first annual Pride Week and would like you to participate in activities of the week. As part of Thursday themed Discovery Our Potential, we invite you to host an open house so that the general public can see the value and potential that their government can offer to the people you serve. We want people to know about the great plans and ideas that you have and where you see the region headed. If you could plan for an open house for June the 28th, we would help you to promote the event through our campaign. Please accept our invitation to be part of the Discovery Our Potential and give us a call. Does there anyone want to head this up and for our Pride Week of June the 28th?
I got that wrong now.
I really don't have time for it myself. Bruce?
I don't know if they'll be here.
Okay. Ed's not here. Okay, we'll leave that as is then. Number 10 is from the Clinton County Real Property Office. We have been notified that the town of Champlain has met the standards necessary to qualify for maintenance aid for the year 2000, and that its state aid voucher of $5,928 has been forwarded to the Office of State Comptroller for payment. In accordance with making the maintenance aid contract between the town of Champlain and Clinton County, we would appreciate a check for $2,964. We have received the check. We have also sent out their half payment to the county. And a good letter from Clinton County Treasurer's Office. Enclosed, please find the check 4472 in the amount of $28,563.44. This check represents your town's portion of mortgage tax distribution for the period of October the 1st to March the 31st. Yours truly, Janet Dupree. The other thing on your letter is a letter from Clinton County Youth Bureau, and it's just telling us that Jay LePage, Commissioner of Social Services, and the Executive Director of the Youth Bureau, and Kim Cochran has joined us as our supervisor. And that's just a notice to us. Next thing on your agenda, we did receive from Clinton County Supervisors Association a notice on junk yards and unregistered vehicles. Plattsburgh has been looking into this, trying to clean up their town. And talking with the zoning officer and the code officers, we are going to draft a letter explaining to the people that this town also applies, or this law also applies to the town of Champlain on junk cars. "14 is a letter from Plattsburgh State University of New York, and it's more or less an informational packet with a timetable for the bus routes for the northern tier. I put one up outside here, and I intend to put some up around the area, giving the people a notice of what time the buses are, so that they can maybe better use them. Next, 15 on your agenda is from the Office of Real Property Service. And of course, this letter is just reference to the 2000 maintenance aid certificate. The town of Champlain has qualified for it, and that is the $2 per partial. And of course, that's the money we're talking about, $5,928, been forwarded to the town of Champlain. And it also has your railroad assessments on the back side of it. Did you all get that? And of course, you've got the Barton and LaJudas proposal. That's the proposal we asked them for, and it has come back. We already started on that anyway.
I mean,
Probably should.
I'll make a motion that we go ahead with this.
Motion by Mr. Cookman, they respect the estimate for the, what do you want to call that, the Route 11 water sewer?
No, this is for Barnett and LaJudas.
this has to do with the landfill.
This is the landfill.
Fixing the
Oh, that's the landfill.
Landfill. The estimate engineering work for the landfill.
Oh, yeah. Estimate engineering fee is $3,500. In the event that 2 site visits are necessary, each addition will be billed at $850 a day.
And each additional visit will be $850 per day. I'll make a motion that we.
Motion by Mr. Cookman, is there a second? Second to the motion?
I'm gonna want to propose this to start with here, so the guy that proposed this should be making the motion.
Okay, I'm sorry.
Let's go by departments here a little bit.
Okay, I just thought it should be.
I'll second the motion. I mean,
I just
I'm
thought
the one
it should
involved in
have
the conversation and the telephone call and the whole thing here, so I should know more about it than somebody else did.
All in favor, signify by saying aye.
All right,
Number 17 on the agenda is the New York State St. Lawrence Gas Pipeline. They're looking for a support letter.
does that mean it's gonna be competition with the other company?
No, I think they're in unison with each other.
That's the only question I had about it when I was reading this thing, it didn't specify.
I understand it, what,
New York State Gas Electric,
yeah, they're the ones that come up and interviewed me, and,
well, they talked about this for quite a while.
yeah.
New York State Gas Electric does.
Well, they want to make it through that whole Route 11 corridor,
Yeah.
to bring that all the way down. And let's see, St. Lawrence Gas is urging support for legislation that will provide funding to extend natural gas services to rural areas across the state. A New York State bill has been sponsored by Senator Wright, Luck, Libis, Muir, Nozzolo, Rath, Stafford, and Volka. Senate Bill S-2909 would establish the National Gas Infrastructure Act. The bill was moved from the Senate Energy and Telecommunications Committee. It's now awaiting consideration for the Finance Committee. St. Lawrence Gas is asking provincial business and residential companies in rural areas across the state to show their support of this bill. We are requesting that you access our website, they give you the website, and click on Support Expansion of Natural Gas in the Rural Areas to indicate your support of this legislation. So you can do it by email or letter, if you want to do it. You can do it real quick tomorrow if the board wants to support it.
We supported New York State Gas Electric on this a year ago, roughly, right?
Yes, we did.
I'm just wondering if they were running competition with them, or are they gonna be taking the line from where they gonna leave off?
Not the way I understand, it's where they leave off, and
They're gonna be,
Yeah.
which is not right.
they're not coming into here.
No, which is not right fair.
No. Well,
We
the
want to support it.
competition, yeah, the
So
competition.
they go all the way up to, well, I guess one of the Buffalo, eventually.
So is a resolution by the board that we support the St. Lawrence gas pipeline?
So move.
I'll do it by email. Is there a second to the motion? Second to the motion?
Second.
Second by, what's your name again? All in favor, signify by saying aye. Stan, this is more or less on your line on number 19 on the agenda. It should be 18. That's New York State Department of Transportation on that Route 11 project. Did you get a letter from this? It's one you got, I think. Clarence Castine, town of Champlain, yeah. What they're looking for, do we have any concerns on that reconstruction of Route 11?
The only concern is the Fairbanks Road.
Yeah. What is gonna happen to that grade there?
No idea.
I would certainly, request that and tell them that our concerns are the Fairbanks Road. Probably tomorrow we get together and draft up a letter to them, stating your main concerns about that Fairbanks Road.
You don't have any preliminary plans on it yet?
2004 for example.
2004 for
2004 for the work on it.
2004? I thought it was supposed to come up next year.
No,
I thought it was 2003, but
I do.
In other words, it'll be bumpy for a while.
Says right at the bottom of the page.
2004, yeah. $3 million.
but they must know something about that grade right now, because they've done all the surveying.
On
At
the
least, get it on the,
On the other side of the Fairbanks Road, is that a private driveway or is that part of the road?
Going up to the cemetery
Yeah,
in Parrot?
yeah.
I mean, Parrot lives there in the cemetery.
Is that a private or is that,
as far as I know, it's private.
I've never known it to be down road.
That's his
As
driveway,
I know,
it's also,
it's a access to the cemetery.
in a house here?
And
right,
the houses,
they both do the
because when the
same.
house was first put there, there were no cars going there. They had no cars, people that lived there. So they weren't worried about that driveway, but the cemetery had it.
That's gonna be a problem getting in there too.
Because the cemetery owns land there, I think they take that whole road in.
Do they?
I'm not sure if they take it all, but I know they take some of it in, because they got their vault there, that's on their property, they had there's a jog in there.
I think Parrot just uses it. I don't think it's Parrot's.
No,
I think he uses it by,
I know they put sand in there one time and he wanted it out of there.
Probably should be
Town
some
did.
concern over the entrance of that too, because
Or, yeah, they had to get in there and put a body in a boat and they couldn't get up.
Yeah. No, but not when you, this is quite a while back, and I remember I went and took it out for, Joe was here then.
No, I was there.
When I took it out? All right, I thought it was back there.
No,
That was your first year, wasn't it?
yeah.
I'm sure the
did you want to put
state,
that as a concern too?
Well, I just wondered if
I would put everything in.
it was our road or not, that's.
I'm sure that the state's gonna take something in consideration of doing this, right?
I would hope
public
so.
cemetery, they certainly have to allow for that, public cemetery.
Yeah, because it's.
No, but in that road, I mean, they have to go back so many feet, because somebody was saying down there, they might even move that house
Mhm.
across the road. That'd be the best thing to happen.
Parrot's? Parrot's house?
That's my house.
The Ashline house.
Move it. That's just- Like, that's a rumor, the guys are down there, they probably start this. And if they do any widening there, they're almost gonna have to.
That or a cellar wall will be right next to the road.
That's a bad entrance going in there.
Yeah.
How would that'd be awful with our trucks coming out there in the wintertime? Because they'll,
Yeah, I mean, he knows, he's got
Hard
trucks
now.
there,
yeah,
I know, I've been in there with trucks bringing stuff on the other end there a month ago there, and it's,
it'll be worse though.
It's bad because you gotta go up to the top of the hill before you can turn. By that time, you either gotta turn or stop.
And it's hard to
That
see
time you
coming
shifted
out.
away from the bottom because you don't know what you're gonna do there.
Well, we can certainly add that to the list of concerns.
Inquire. But they're not coming all the way up on that road, right?
So you got a map on the back side of your request.
Going all the
Show
way
you where they're
down
going.
We don't.
We don't.
I don't think we
You
have.
don't have a map?
No.
We don't have that.
I read this, I didn't see that.
No, I'm sorry.
They're gonna stretch that out, it's a particular underpass.
You don't have a little map like this?
Widen it
No.
out.
But
Well,
is that gonna be in 204, the whole thing?
I understand.
Because those Ross Point said they were doing that, the bottom part next year. That's why they were,
Well, I understood they were gonna do it in 2003, to begin with, the guy told me in the first.
that's why they're, and they're hurrying to put that,
Preliminary
cable in
construction,
there.
3 million, actual
And they're not gonna do nothing
construction.
on the side of the road because the state's coming in.
Yeah. That's why they wanted to get that electrical done, didn't it?
Because they're not gonna put sidewalks, nothing in there because the state's coming in with all this stuff. Those people aren't gonna do all sidewalk for 3 years.
I know that they're going to shave 9B, and, but maybe that's what they're gonna do this year.
That might be under a different.
It might be a
Duty
two-part
over there,
project,
maybe or something.
but although when you look at the map, it mentions both places.
Mhm.
Project begins right here on Route 11. I would say probably 500 feet from the cemetery where Ashland's house,
That's about, then
2/10.
west of the rest of the railroad.
And then the other, in Rouse's Point on Route 9B, is right before Smith Street coming into the village, and it goes to Route 2 project.
What are they gonna do on that?
I understand they're gonna
Paving.
shave it down, put that grinder on there and take the blacktop off,
Put it back down again.
but they may be doing more, I don't know. I haven't seen the plans on it or anything.
Hell, that road hasn't been in there that long, has it?
It's not very good though.
Just-
8-9 years.
Just we blacktopped it, well, last year, wasn't it?
And we did it.
They didn't put the right type base in it. They put according to what the plans called.
91 or
State.
91 they did that.
Yeah. Last 10 years.
Has it been that long?
Year before you're done on the road.
Yeah. We'll draft up a list of items.
Well, we want more or less, it's going to be on the west side of that.
I'll just tell them now that our concerns are the Fairbanks Road and the cemetery. Any, change of this, we'd like to know. We also received notice that our local law for 2001 on a floodplain elevation is now official. So that is local law. One is not on the agenda is had Henry draft up a fire protection agreement for the fire commission and the town, asking the board permission to sign it. It's just a simple contract. We paid him the $100,000 the other day. We should have something stating between us and them that they will protect the town till the year 2002 for this money. So with the board's permission, I'd like to sign the contract.
Make a motion.
Motion by... Second.
My second.
Second by Red. All in favor, signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Landscape project, we had a opening of the bids last meeting. All bids were thrown out and rejected. With the board's permission, I'd like to re-advertise for bid, requesting a cost of a single plant. And then we can figure out how many plants we can buy for the money that we have in the grant.
Gonna look funny with just one tree up there.
Well, that's all we can afford, we put one in. They want 24,000. Well, it was ridiculous, I mean, the bids come in at, for both ends of it, over $100,000.
That's why the state's not doing it.
I'll make a motion that you,
We advertise for bid, Mr. Morris, is there a second to the motion?
So,
Second by Mr. Cookman. All in favor, signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed?
No,
Hey,
Supervisor votes yes. One thing that's going to come out at us, Miramar bonding. Do we want to have a public hearing and with the users on Route 11 and also send them a letter with the negotiated amount that we negotiated with Dennis Curtin's office, Miramar, the lawyer, and the town of Champlain, Jules Trahan and I? Do we want to write each one of them a letter? We're going to have to write each one of them a letter.
before you write the letter, I got a question. What's the price tag in the letter?
The price tag on the letter is what we had negotiated.
We have negotiated?
Well, that's the proposal. First off, you should have the board, in my interpretation, make a public reference, or motion that this is what we'll go for, or no, we will not go for it.
Well, if you're gonna write up a letter with a $350,000 price tag on it, I'd go against it.
me too.
Well, you gotta put something in the letter that they
Well, what do you
want,
wanna put
then-
in it?
Then you should put what we want to give them.
I think that you should contact Miramar and make them an offer. Because we know that we're not gonna be able to do it for $350,000. We've known that for umpteen years already, so there's no sense in playing with that anymore. I said we make a motion, or offer them an offer, and see if they want to come to this offer, or they'll tell us what they want to come down to.
Okay, what do you want me to offer?
I think the board should sit down and really think this thing out and decide what they want to offer. It's gonna be less than $250,000. Then, if they okay and we okay what we want to get in there, then we can go to the people and tell them what we got. Because right now, these people cannot afford that.
Yeah, but you wanna go for 100, but you don't think you're gonna go too low? If you go 100 and a half, maybe, then maybe not. If you go for too low, you know they're gonna reject it.
Okay, but we can.
You're right back to square one.
We can come up. I,
Yeah, but you've offered them, how many times have you?
We've never given them an offer.
You've never given an offer.
no.
As far as I
Yeah,
know.
we made him, yeah, we have. Made an offer of, what was it, 271?
We didn't give them that offer, but we told them that's what it costs.
Yeah.
I
So
was
this
in that-
offer was
Yeah,
made
I
for
was in that
71.
meeting. Of course, you had two offers on the same day, on the same page here. I mean, but,
You offered 271 and they
no,
rejected
I
it?
don't know, nobody, there was nobody here to reject it to start with, because they wanted 350. Then, they still want 350 now. And I think that we should sit and think about this thing out. I mean, I have my figure what I think it should be, but if somebody has a better figure, I'm not formal about it.
Well, what do you figure, 2?
I figure around $200,000. Bruce wants to go bring it down, well, that's his thinking, I mean, I have nothing against that. But I know we're
Well,
not.
I'm just saying, if we go too low, they're gonna reject it.
Well, it's, you gotta get realistic here a little bit too, probably, but it costs them roughly around the 200 mark to do this, a little less.
So what are they looking at, interest to 350?
Where did
When
the,
we negotiate, you better forget about the interest.
No, but what are they, well,
How much they want, period.
you're saying it cost them 2, why are they 350? Why are they asking 350 for their interest?
Well, they're asking for more than is there, and I don't blame them. I mean, if I was in their position, I'd say,
what's the figure that Ryan came up with when he gave us a figure on that? When he went and looked at it, what was he?
I'd have to go back through my paperwork to see what it was.
Because he did an estimate on that, what it should have cost.
Well, we gotta start somewhere, do you wanna make that into?
I know, I mean, I think that the five of us should agree on this figure here without too much hassle here.
So what is
It's gotta be
the,
a realistic figure to start with. I mean,
so
let's
what
face
is 2 bringing each individual business up there? What will it cost them for 200,000? How many people you got up there, 5, 6 companies?
it. I
You
know.
were given a sheet of percent of responsibility.
We got that sheet.
Whatever figure you use, they still have that percent of responsibility. So anytime you want to know, all you got to know is the final figure.
Now, say what Mr. X, I don't even have names up there because what we're going through here. If Mr. X is gonna give you 50 grand right now, there. If it's down on 2, we shouldn't be down on 25. Right? I'm using round figures now, don't get down on the pennies here. And I think they can afford that kind of a payment, they cannot afford a 50 grand a year.
So you're saying that 50 base is 350?
Roughly speaking, cutting it in
And
half,
cutting
you're
it
doing,
to-
roughly speaking here.
Mhm.
And that's probably what they can afford. I mean, we're trying to bring business in here, not throw them out. Bad enough we have
If you go-
other aspects, you know, keep throwing everybody out of here, but.
Well, you can offer anything you want,
Great.
and if they don't accept it, then the next step would be to either you go up or they take you to court. If they take you to court, then the price is gonna be higher. I think you have to look at it realistically, you know, what your agreement is.
When we had a meeting in Plattsburgh on this, it was left that there was no decisions made
Right.
by both parties, and that was agreed upon before we even talked.
Well,
We
that's,
would come back to the board, Town of Champlain would come back to the board, talk about it, and they would go back to their people and talk about it. And then we get back to the attorney and let him write the letter to send a figure to what we want to do. Well, I guess almost a month and a half gone by here, since then, whatever. It's time to do something. Either do it or forget about it. You can't forget about it, so we gotta do something.
no, it comes up and raises its head.
I think a letter should be written and tell them our feelings, what we want to give them.
Well, this is a negotiation.
If they don't want that, well, then they'll come up with their figure.
So do you wanna,
Think about it.
so what do you wanna do? Wait till we get back to go to the public with it?
Well, if we go to the public now,
You don't have figures.
you don't have any figures. And if you use the 350,000 for figures, they can't do this. You know, that is what we've been talking about this thing for
Yeah,
quite a
I
while.
know, but wouldn't you think that'd be better to go to the lawyer with, that they don't wanna do it? You
Well,
gotta,
do that before you go to the dead people?
That you'd have, like Red is saying, you'd have something to
Well,
show.
this is why I want to bring it out.
I think what you have to have now is you have to have a motion of rejection or acceptance of the 360.
I make a
The
motion to
board,
reject.
either say, reject that offer or accept that offer.
I'll second. I think that's way too high for those people.
Okay, is there any further discussion on that motion? Their motion is to reject, is that right?
Right.
Right.
Reject the $360,000 offer.
You guys,
That's what we're talking about. Reject the offer
All right.
and now come up with a counter offer.
Um,
Better vote on that one.
What?
Have a roll call vote. Mr. Wallet?
Aye.
Mr. Demars?
Aye.
Mr. Cookman?
Aye.
Mr. Trahan?
All right.
Supervisor votes aye.
It's on TV.
So now, being that this is a negotiation, do you want this as a public record? I have no problems with keeping it in the public, but if you're in negotiations for a price, this becomes a public record, and they are allowed a copy of your negotiations.
Want to go to an executive session to discuss this?
I would think this would fall under legal negotiations, and personally, I request an executive session for
Make a
it.
motion to go to executive session to discuss this.
There's a
second.
second, all in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? That's carried. Okay, if the meeting will have an exec. Okay, that's all I have. We have committee reports, building committee. Mr. Tran, Mr. Morris?
The building committee, I think our snow plow's coming on our building committee, since they're not plowing snow anymore with them. They're ready to be put out in the yard here. As soon as that sand gets an extra day here, we'll go out there. Right now, we're pretty tied up here with this landfill deal. So maybe next week sometime we can look for the spot we want them in. We got some concrete blocks, and we'll probably get some smaller blocks and set these up about a foot off the ground, by the way. That's what we talked about, right?
Yep.
We're waiting to get somebody to do some work on the garage for the new doors of the Sam's office. 3 other doors going into the garage. We've got the doors, hardware, missing probably a little bit of hardware. Want to get that going, it's coming months sometime. The boiler's been shut down in the boiler room, I don't know if you know that or not, but it's shut off. I don't think you need it right now.
Never know around here.
It's running that paint pretty fast out there, so we shut it off. That's all I got.
Okay, Red?
Well, I don't know if it comes under that or not. It's not under buildings, but I was down to Stony Point the other day, and Warren's having a hard job getting up, pouring that fuel oil in them things, like the grader and stuff.
That's on highway.
And we gotta come up with something. We gotta buy we sell that other truck, and we put the money towards a used pickup or something and put a fuel oil tank on there, electric tank. Because we're gonna have Warren or one of these guys gonna fall off of these graders and these things trying to pour fuel in it out on the field. Because you don't have any tanks out there, fuel, to fuel these graders or loaders or anything when they're out in the field. If we had one of them, what is it, probably a 100-gallon tank that sits in the back of a pickup?
What we need is a small tank with a pump on it, electric
Right.
pump, to fuel this equipment with.
And Warren's been using his pickup right along and not
To
getting
do
any
this, and
benefit
they've
out
been
of it.
using this 5-gallon can deal, and that's a no-no.
And it's slippery up there, you spill a little
Especially
fuel
today's
oil.
operation.
I mean, you know, you just don't do that today with your insurance with pumping fuel oil. and-
Can you do it on a trailer? I don't know, that's what I'm asking.
Well, then
Not
Warren's still gotta use his pickup. I don't think it's
Oh,
fair
okay,
for him
no.
to be using his pickup. He don't get no pay for it or nothing. He's been using it as a town truck right along. I think we need a used pickup around here or something. If we're gonna sell that old truck out there, if we get 4 or 5,000 for it, put it towards a pickup.
Well, we got something else lined up with that now. We'll come up with, before the meeting's over, we'll come up with something like that too. I mean, I've always said that we need another little small pickup around here just to do the running around with. What happens if we put an oil tank on the 1-ton truck to do this, you'd have to have it bolted in there and so on and so forth, because every time you use a dump, it's gonna be up in the air. And then I understand that the other problem is that we're using that truck to get food once a month. You can't have an oil tank when you're getting food.
And you're gonna spill oil when you're
You
filling
can
that
still truck
100-gallon
on your oil, but I
tank.
mean, my next question is here, since he's on the subject, is that do we buy that truck to haul food, or do we use it for the highway department?
Supposed to be used for the highway
Well,
department.
that's what I thought, so if we bought it to use food, then we better buy one that we can use for the highway department.
Yeah, but I think we could end up with trouble with that. If somebody,
This food deal shouldn't be hauling the dump truck to start with.
No, I realize that.
We gotta look into that with this contract.
if that thing happens to be
Just,
full of fuel and they dump that, and it comes out the
Okay,
cover.
no, that's why I say it's
I
a
mean,
no-no anyway.
You have the DEC on top of you as everybody else here.
We gotta get a tank, it's gonna be a stationary truck anyway.
Right.
I mean, no, but this was into this conversation
Yeah.
here.
Well, if we have any money left on the tar or something, we'll have to buy a pickup somewhere.
Just take it.
Why don't we have Sam,
You need a state
Look out
bid
for
on
a
it.
secondhand,
or look, see what state contract for pickup.
well, we gotta look at a state contract.
Look at the state contract, see what a pickup is
Just
for.
getting-
You can almost get, sometimes you can get them through state contract, just cheap you can get a used one, you know what I mean? You can get a new one just cheap as you can a used one.
Well, I think the village is paying around 25, 26 for them, eh? Village of Champlain and Rouse's Point.
Yeah, they're getting four-wheel drive and plow and all that stuff on it.
Yeah, we don't need that.
No, we don't.
We probably use like an S10, you know, one of the small, but I don't know.
Well, that's all Warren's got, I think, is an S10, eh?
No, he's got a bigger one now.
Oh, he's got a big one this now?
He's got a big Chevy.
You could probably give him yours when you trade it.
Mine, yeah, well, he'll be retired by that time.
Yours, I think they'd like yours better, but it's a Ford.
Oh,
Well, why don't, highway committee look into it,
Okay.
see what you can come up with.
This is something that we have to do here quite soon here, because this is not working out this way.
I'll check with JCEO and find out who is really responsible for transporting their food.
Because,
You save a lot of money.
even if you leave this fuel oil, and then it was brought to my attention because of the fuel oil part, but even if you leave the fuel oil out of this truck, as you carry a can, and the same thing's gonna happen.
Right.
Then he's gonna get into the food, and who's gonna be another big problem going up? Right?
How do other towns haul their food with their?
I really don't know, I'll
Their
check
dump
that
truck?
out and see.
I mean, it's almost like we got
How do
a
they-
special truck for that. We're
Yeah.
not using it much for other stuff. And it's a waste of money.
Well, now they haul
No, they use a truck.
yard, tarmac and everything else in that truck,
Oh,
don't
yeah,
you?
yeah.
You know?
That's only used once a month for food.
I know, but I mean, if it happens to be petroleum left on the bottom of that truck, and it gets on a case, and it gets into the food, then we're gonna have a problem then, which we don't
If we,
need.
if we have to do it, we could probably look into some small trailer to haul the food.
Well, you have a trailer out there.
Yeah, but don't have any sides or anything, does it?
Well, nothing that would hold boxes in, no.
Well, the truck's not closed in.
I know it, that's what I said, so we use the truck so it won't freeze, so we put it in the bottom of the box,
It's gonna freeze.
must freeze back there then?
No.
You need to get a panel truck for this job.
What?
Need a panel truck for this job.
Right. I don't know how big, probably could be done with a station wagon, who knows, I don't know, I mean, I never
No.
watched this operation that close.
Oh, a lot of food there.
Yeah.
Okay.
That, a lot of food.
So the highway committee will look into that.
Comes in here.
And then we should do with a safe wagon. You gotta get a closed-in truck.
Yeah.
Anything else? Grants committee? Ralph?
The only thing on the grant, that we're still working on the grant for the water and sewer for Route 11.
Okay. You take care of that with Parker Brothers yesterday?
They're working on it, they told me.
Okay. Board of Assessment Review, Bruce?
No.
Highway Committee, you got anything else on highway? Understand, I think it's,
Well, yes. Let's get back to this truck deal now on highway. We might want to make a different arrangement here by redoing this other truck. Sam was talking about it today. We have one firm that will take the truck in trade to do the work. Give us 5,000 for that truck, as is right now.
It-
In other words,
Okay, that's a.
take the truck,
Yeah,
advertise and sell it. A firm will take it, give us 5,000
towards it.
towards the extension of that truck.
That don't sound bad.
I mean, that eliminates a few headaches. And I don't think you're gonna get over 5 for that truck, the way Sam and I talked here. Because we never got 5 before. And this one is not in that much better shape than what we had before either. A little bit maybe. but-
Oh, it's pretty good shape.
Well, the only question I got, is that a firm bid that they give us? You know, I don't want another 3,000-4,000 added
No,
on.
no, that's gonna be firm price
Then
when we
they
get
get a free truck, you know? I mean,
No, it's firm price.
I wanna check this thing out here a little bit more into this, but, so I'm having a board meeting tonight, we probably, see what the board feels about it. My intention was probably take that money and buy a pickup also.
well, you still got the
You still can
money.
buy the pickup anyway.
We're
you
getting
got all the money
$5,000 worth of value out of it.
But it brings the cost down on another truck, is what I'm talking about.
Mhm. So what do you want a motion to do? You
I
want-
know, this is what Sam and I talked about, and I want to bring up a discussion here,
Yeah, but
which
you
route
want
you
to
want
do
to
it
take here.
before next meeting?
You
yeah.
want to get this, you don't want to do that truck right away, right?
So you better have a
Thanks.
motion to allow you to
Well, I mean,
trade
Takes
that
2 to
in.
3 months to get the box in. Takes 2 to 3 months to get the box.
Oh, well, then you're in no hurry.
Well, yeah.
Yes, we are in a hurry,
Yeah,
it
you
takes
wanna
2 months to
order
get
it.
the box,
You
but
wanna
you
order
gotta
it.
make arrangements now.
Takes 2-3 months probably to get that rear end on.
Yeah, what I'm
You
saying
never
is,
know.
that when is he gonna, he's not gonna take the truck.
Not
Before
until
they
he
gets it
gets the
done.
box.
No, we're not worried, it's parked in the yard here, they don't want the truck till snow flies anyway.
So you don't need a motion to rush in, all you need is
Well,
a
you might
motion.
as well get it.
He's got the
Make a
motion to
motion.
proceed.
Make the
Make a
motion, get it
motion.
over with.
That's right. Is what?
You're making a motion?
No, I mean, I wanna ask the board if that's what they're thinking is all right to do this.
Yeah.
I would think
Yeah.
so.
Sounds good.
Sam and I talked about it, and as far as I was concerned, it was probably a simpler way of doing things, because it started this advertising bit, my experience hasn't been that good around here for advertising anything.
I'll second your motion.
What's the motion?
Yeah, what's the
That
motion?
we trade the truck for $5,000 towards the repairs of the new,
That was
Tandem.
number 3, isn't it? The one we're gonna redo?
Is number 3.
So has the price for the maintenance of the tandem gone up any?
No?
No.
still what, 20,000?
You gonna swap the number 3 truck?
Yeah,
No. Keeping number 3 truck.
we're gonna repair.
Swapping number
We're gonna
1.
repair number 3
Swapping
truck.
number 1.
Yeah.
You're gonna get
Towards the
maintenance
repairs,
done on
towards
the-
number 3.
I see Mark today, he's gonna come down, look it over, and give us a firm figure.
Okay, well, if that's, everything's, yeah, because I boosted up a little bit.
And to cover the repair.
I don't think it did,
The
but
other truck?
No, $5,000
$5,000.
towards the repair.
He'll go towards the repairs.
The new one.
Towards the $20,000. Because the bid was 20,000.
Right.
9 for the box, 9 for
And you're
the,
not swapping it, you're selling it.
What?
You're selling it to them.
I would like to hold up on this.
Yeah,
I just want to make sure it's,
you're selling it to them, and the money we're taking, we're applying it towards fixing the truck.
no, that's all.
That's right,
It's the
we're
same
giving them the
thing.
truck for, part I sent them a check and give them the truck.
Yep. It's the same.
He's gonna check the price out, make sure it comes out what we were talking about. If it doesn't, then we don't do it. Simple.
In other
So
words,
you're-
that truck is gonna cover $5,000 worth of the work.
Right.
Right.
It's like trading an old truck for a new truck. Same thing.
So when are you gonna rebuild number 3?
Good to take him a couple months to get the box in.
That's the truck, I said, is number 3 that you're gonna rebuild?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay.
But is it my understanding that we're putting this in the makings now?
We'll pass the resolution to do this. Gonna swap truck number 1 to cover $5,000 worth of work to rebuild number 3 truck.
Right.
Yeah.
the maintenance work to be performed on number 3.
The balance is $15,000.
I've only got you don't need it back. You didn't have a resolution to do that.
What?
You don't have a resolution. You're given permission to spend that money already,
Yeah.
up to.
So now he's looking for a motion to allow a trade-in value.
Right.
They're going to that.
For
Trade number 1 truck in to cover $5,000 worth of the work to rebuild number 3 truck.
no less than 5,000.
That's right. Put it that way, and if it's more, it's more.
No less than 5.
Or we'll put it up for bid.
Okay. All in favor, signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Carried. Anything else, Jules?
I know, we gotta find somebody here to give us a price or whatever to see about sealing these cracks on the highway. I think, this started out here with this, Rapid Road deal, and, I noticed that the golf course is creating a crack, and that blacktop is only, 5 years old.
Yeah.
And that's supposed to be a 20-year road. So if we don't seal that, we're gonna have problems. The water's gonna get in there, and we're gonna have,
When it
Yep.
freezes.
and we don't wanna be back on that road. So,
I think the county's got another one that does it. I'll get ahold of them again.
and if not, we'll talk to the ones that they have and see how they price this out.
Yep.
If they're gonna come and do it, we gotta clean the crack out or what, because if we
No, I
don't take
think
care of the highway, there's gonna be even more problems.
They do it all.
Gotta blow it out right before you fill the oil in.
Right.
I mean, years ago, everybody was doing that, and then they got away from it, but, we've got a few roads that should be checked out on it, especially some of the new ones that we've done. And
I would think it would save your road, wouldn't
Well, I
it?
would. Well, I mean, all you do is stop the water from getting in there, especially with the salt, you know, It eats it right up, and it starts breaking bigger and bigger, and you go, geez, we just did that golf course, we're going back on that one. And the rapid road's been there for over 20 years, it's not quite so bad, but it doesn't have any traffic on it either.
And that's thick on there too. That's thick, that tire on that ride, for Golf Course Road.
So, you can check that out, Sam, and see what we'll come out with that.
Yep.
That's all I got.
Red? Water and Sewer Committee,
Nothing at this time.
Landfill Committee, Trey Hand and Bruce Willett.
We started the work up there, and had the DEC there a couple of times. Bruce met with them twice, and I met with them once. Shoreway was up here from Barton to Judas, and we had to do some revamping with the mat and so on and so forth, which we took care of. And we were all ready to go. We had a meeting there this Thursday, I don't know what time yet, with the engineers and DEC to look at the project when it's halfway done, which is just about halfway done today. And we're ready to put the mat down, so we put stone, and we're gonna show them the stone Sam talked about. We got stone left over from the pit, sand pit, which is a round stone, and DEC would rather see a round stone than shot rock. So, if we can use the stone we got in the yard, well, we got quite a bit of it there that we can, we'll save on that. But we won't know that till Thursday when they come. And then they'll have a final inspection when it's all over with. I don't know if they're gonna be here all day when we're working there or not, but we expect to be working there all day Thursday. As soon as they okay the sand that's on top of the fabric that's on top of the liner now.
Is it this Thursday you going there? This Thursday?
Yeah.
And 90 degrees Thursday.
Good, what we want.
Felt 90 there today.
The bugs are a little heavy up there. I don't know what the cost is gonna be this by the time we get done here, but Sam's gonna keep track of what his part of it is. Because it's gonna be important for the budget for next year again, too. We've been having a surplus in here all a while, so we'll probably keep that up there now.
Don't go too much higher, Joe.
That part.
That's why some years you don't spend it. The next year you do spend it. It's
Well-
hard to tell. You always put something,
You wanna fertilize it, I don't know, towards the end of this month probably, whatever, as soon as we get out of there. And
Yep.
We're intending to cut the grass twice this year. We'll cut it within the month here, and then we'll cut it when it's probably October, where it seeds out again, get the seeds again. And that's all. Unless you got something.
any other councilman have anything they want to bring up at this time? Now we'll go to the clerk's report.
When Mr. Sweenor got the state, New York State Educational Corporation, from the New York State Document Heritage Program, came and investigated our records and made a report on our records and what we were doing. He made some recommendations, and working with the two ladies who do our historical work here, we have come up with and would like a duty statement for a town of Champlain historian for future reference when you would ask someone to do it, what is their duties. To collect and preserve documents, records, and photos pertaining to the history of the town of Champlain from its inception. To collect, preserve, and arrange current documents, photos, and ongoing events of interest to the town of Champlain. And to arrange and display the collection and make it accessible to researchers, students, and the general public. We've also come up with the problem of people donating things to the town for historical purposes, and later on, someone in the family, after that person dies, coming and saying, that wasn't theirs to give, or it should have been ours, or something. So to prevent that, we have developed some forms that we give, and the people who donate the product, the item, signs it, and we give them a slip showing that they donated it, and we have on record who gave it to us, and it's a signed record so that someone can't come back and say, you have no right to have that. So we need a resolution from the town board to use these forms whenever the town accepts a donation for a collectible item. And also this position statement for the historian.
Gentlemen, you've heard the duty statement and the property records, I guess you call it property records report.
Also moved.
Second.
Second demonstrator, all in favor, signify by saying aye.
For
Opposed?
protection, yeah.
You should have.
Usually, when you donate stuff like that, I know I donated the museum stuff, and they had me sign papers that
Yeah.
can't come back.
Well, we've never had that in the past. We've never had too much given to us, but
Minor fines.
you never know when someone might give us something.
Put a value on it and all that.
We now have a way of keeping a record of it. Okay, thank you.
Do we have anybody to historic person yet?
Not yet.
Those two girls will
Got
take
any?
it?
No,
Just,
they do a lot of
They
work.
would, those two ladies, the amount of work they do,
No, but I mean, if they took it both together, I mean.
quality, no,
They like to be volunteers and just work when they want to.
yeah.
On their own time schedule, and they don't want to be tied down or obligated. Or
I talk to them like a Dutch uncle.
they do this out of their own interest and their own hobby, and
At their speed, their time. That's the way they want it.
It's easy to spend a lot of time up here.
Oh, yeah, they're good
uh,
at
do a
it.
very good job.
They're good at it.
Well, we're still looking. If anybody out there would like to be town historian, give me a call. Telephone number is 298-8160. So give the town a call if you're interested in being town historian. Anything else, Ralph?
that's it.
Ralph,
Highway
I
super-
have one question.
Oh, yeah.
Did you ever get any more in this files?
Yes, I have a little bit. The guy from the General Code has not called to make an appointment yet. I did go down to the village of Champlain and see the system that they have. They bought a system called
Can't remember.
ISIS. It's
ISIS.
called ISIS. It's a program that does minutes and records them, and you could look them up. But it only does, and they have it, and they've installed it, and they like it very much. There's also a system by BAS, the company that does our software now. They also have a system that does it. And both of these companies are cheaper than the general code plan using disks. Because she did a project, Janet.
Janet Dodson?
No,
Jane?
no.
Geesh, Joanne.
Joanne did a grant, and she got me prices on all this equipment. And that's why she went with ISIS. It was the cheapest one. But I'm trying to get some more information from
I'm just wondering if you're.
BAS, just to compare with ISIS, and
We've been talking about this building deal here, and that's one of the big factors here right now, that put this into it. If it's gonna be something you put in this, and you probably don't need another vault for the next 30 years, or you might need one for the next 6 months, who knows? But this is a big factor here.
I'm still working on trying to get.
Okay, I just was wondering why you were with me. Okay.
Anyone else have anything you want to bring up? Okay, we have the superintendent highway clearance.
The only thing I have is the agreement to spend highway funds for repaving of the roads. You've got them in front of you.
General repairs, total sum of $199,800 for general repairs upon 4.5 miles of town highway.
Right.
The Leggett Road, starting at the Mason Road, Route 9B, a distance of 2.5 miles for $111,000. Hot tarmac, top coat, 18 feet wide, 2 inches thick. B, Hayford Road, starting at railroad tracks on the Leggett Road, leading to the Leggett Road, a distance of 1 mile. Expenditure of $44,400. Hot tarmac, top coat, 18 feet wide, 2 inches thick. C is Point of Fur Road, starting at 9B and leading to the Y at Joe Southwick's. Expend 44,400. Hot tarmac's top coat, 18 feet wide, 2 inches thick. Is there any discussions on tarmacking town roads for the year 2001? No discussion. Do I have a motion that the superintendent be allowed to spend highway funds for the repair of town roads?
So moved.
Moved by Mr. DeMars. Is there a second? Second by Mr. Trahan. We have a roll call vote. Mr. Wallet? Aye. Mr. DeMars?
Aye.
Mr. Cookman?
Aye.
Mr. Trahan?
Aye.
Supervisor votes aye. Anything else, Daniel?
No, I think everything else has been pretty well covered.
Take one, leave them all signed.
Yeah. So you got the one you wanted to sign?
I can give you mine,
Anyone?
anyone. I got spares if you want them.
Okay, gentlemen, you've got the bills, post-audit bills, and the accounts payable. Any discussion on the bills? Motion by Mr. Pickett, the bills be paid. Second by Mr. DeMars. All in favor, signify by saying aye. Carried. Okay, gentlemen, we have an executive session.
Did you sign yours, Sam, or what?
Doesn't matter.